Once again, raise your hand. We'll get one of the two microphones to you. Go ahead and raise your hand for the first question.
Can you just talk about your defense on Tompkins and Wesley today?
Say that again?
The defense you played against Tompkins and Wesley.
I think we, some of the stuff when I watched us at Georgia, it was more about me and the preparation and their toughness. When you have it's a one-point game, how we finished, I said it must be bad communication between what I'm looking for and what you're thinking I'm looking for. That's on me. I thought today they really were zoned in on how we had to play to make it hard for them. But Georgia's a good team. They beat our brains in down there. We were physical until the second half. And then all of a sudden, and again, it wasn't an entire team, but one guy gets pushed and shoved like 3-4 straight times for back. He just, we got pushed around again in the second half. But I'm proud of our team. I thought we played well, did some good things, and we got a ways to go, but we win.
How do you guys kind of struggle to close the door down in South Carolina when you had a lead? You struggled a little bit that day. Anything, any common denominator? Are there any concern about?
Missed some free throws. 2 plays, we broke off stuff that we weren't trying to do, and it was just like, how can you? We're walking out of timeouts. Let's go. And that's what happens with the young team. But one of the things I said, this team has to be about Darius, DeAndre, and Josh. They're juniors and seniors. It's got to be about them, what they accept, what they expect, and they got to be the guys making plays down the stretch, not freshmen. If our freshmen happen to do it, fine. You can't count on those guys. They're freshmen. It's got to be those upperclassmen.
John, speaking of which, in the first half, when you guys really built a big lead, especially DeAndre, but even Darius as well, did a really great job of making the extra pass against the zone. Was that something you stressed going into that?
Well, we've talked. We were doing. They play a little bit of a zone that's like a 3-2, but they drop the one wing at times. They kind of move around depending on where you are on the court, so it's a little harder to play against. And what I liked was we got the ball in the middle, we made the extra pass, we swung the ball, and we knocked down open shots. Second half, what else I liked is when Darius was in the middle, he went at people, and he was aggressive. There wasn't a fadeaway. It was just boom, right at it. And so we just gotta, we've got to continue to look at the good things we're doing and show them this is how we have to play. We have to break down some of the areas that we, and show them like, look, this could cost you a game. We easily put ourselves in a position there that we could have dropped this, and there was no reason for that. I mean, we had this game in hand, and we did some things down the stretch, missing free throws, missing a couple layups. Just the guy drives left and misses it. I mean, you can't, break down defensively, give up a couple threes, and all of a sudden it's a 5-6 point game.
John, what other things do you want to see those 3 older guys do at the end of games to make those plays that you're talking about?
You must be the tough guys. You got to make the tough plays. You're not the one that gets rebounded on. Can't be. That's one. 2, you got to be really strong with the ball, so you're not getting balls ripped out of your hands late. Not happening. And you're making easy plays. And then all of a sudden, you make that big block. You get that big rebound. You dive on the floor and get that ball, take that charge. Maybe you're counting on those guys to make a basket that you're not as good at making. That's okay. But all those other things, those guys should be able to do, and they can.
That word toughness keeps coming up. How do you coach that, especially if you got guys who are maybe nice guys off the court? Just how do you
I've seen nice guys that they're boxers. Oh, what a wonderful guy that is. Until he steps in that ring, he's trying to rip the guy's face off. I mean, football players. I have friends that are NFL football players, the nicest people you ever meet. I just wouldn't want them to tackle me. I mean, you could be the nicest guy in the world, have a great heart, be a generous person, But when it's time to battle and fight, you battle. And you got it. And the biggest time to do it is that crunch time when the game's in the balance. And so we're learning from that. And you know, the biggest thing about this team, they want to do well. I mean, guys want to please me, no question. And I like my team, I'll say it again. We got more upside in this team than any team in the country. Told Terrence, you should be the best player in the country. And I'm not backing up off that statement. I'm not backing up off you. You should be the best player in the country. Go play that way. Go drive the ball. Go rebound every basket. Defend how he defended. Second half, he defended pretty good and he rebounded pretty good.
John, can you have more upside than any team in the country if you're not getting past 6.5 guys on?
Sure. I mean, we were that way when I was at UMass. We had 6 guys. But those 6 were really good. Together. Let me say that again, Mike. Together, they were really good. This team executed in the first half and then broke off stuff in the second half. And they went on their own a little bit. See, what happens is you get up now, it's my turn to do my thing. Well, we don't have enough people, and we're not good enough to do that. Those teams that play 6, 7 guys, you just stay. They told me here, I was with Odie Smith today. Coach Rupp played 5 guys. If you were number 6, you may not get in the game. Played 5 guys, and you go, I was in the 60s and 50s and 40s. The old guys tell me we all play too many people anyway. They all say, why do you guys play 9 guys? We played 6, 7. A game's faster. What do you think? We walked it up. We pressed and ran and did. What are you talking about? What do you know? Just you figure it out. But the biggest thing is teams that are playing. You got to be an execution team. You got to do that for 40 minutes, and you got to finish people off. But this, you know, this is good. One is we could be pretty good, and you saw it today. And then all the stuff that we need to get better at, I got it on tape. I can show them. And we still won.
What did you think, John, of the turnovers down the stretch? I think you had 3 in the last
Yeah, the one
40
by 10
seconds.
was nothing. We only had truly 8 turnovers in the game.
Right.
We're one of the low turnover teams in the country. I'm not worried about it, to be honest. Terrence, I don't know what he was thinking. I didn't even ask him. Didn't even ask him.
Anybody else?
All right, thanks, guys.